Yes, and welcome back to the channel. It finishes at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tottenham Hotspur 1, Newcastle 2, and Spurs do a Spurs again. Before we get into it, please like and subscribe to the channel. Means a lot. On the road to 2,600 again after losing a load of subs, but that is by the by. Let's talk about Tottenham. Spurs lose again. That is now 1 win in all competitions in 8. The last, apart from Man United, we haven't won a game at home since Aston Villa, and that feels ages away. It is just a constant, right? Constant failure at Tottenham under this manager. Look, did we deserve to lose? Probably. I think Newcastle just did enough to beat us. In that first half, the goals came really, really quickly, right? First goal, Dominic Solanke, lovely ball into him. And that's what I want from a striker, right? Down that middle, on the last man, beating your man and getting a lovely header, going 1-0 up. You go on then, Spurs. That's how you go. Nope. What do we do? Minutes later, a couple minutes later, 2 or 3 minutes later, Austin playing it out of the back, and Spurs give the ball away. Everyone will be screaming, it was handball by Joelinton. I don't know what the handball rules are these days. 1 minute, that's considered handball because it led to a goal. 1 minute, it's not. For me, the handball rule is absolutely shambolic anyway. For me, the only way Joelinton can get his hand away from that is if he doesn't have a hand or doesn't have an arm. I mean, what are we doing here? Like, he's not purposely touched the ball. So, look, whatever. It is what it is. Should it have been disallowed? Possibly. I don't know what the rules are. I think if we're going to blame that, then we are losing the will. I'm losing the will to live. If that is the excuse. Goes in, goal given, lovely goal by Anthony Gordon. Everything Spurs would love in a winger, Anthony Gordon had, but I was negative for saying it at the start. And you just sort of roll on to where the whole game unravelled, right? The whole game unravelled. And Isak goes and scores a lovely goal, lovely bit of football. Again, awful defending. Dragusin will get castrated. Dragusin will get castrated for that goal. Fine. Where were the midfield breaking down that? Newcastle on the 5 yards from the edge of our box are just walking around our line and just going at ease. No one's going, do you know what? I'm going to go in and clatter. I'll get a booking for the team here. No one's nasty. No one's nasty in our team. Clatter a man. Nah, we let them pass around. Ball goes in. Yeah, I agree. Dragusin's got to do a lot better. But let's be fair. That should never have gotten to that position. But it is what it is. 2-1 Newcastle. And you go, here we go. Order's resumed. And really, like Newcastle, look, dark arts or whatever you want to call it, Newcastle were just rugged, dangerous. Like, you looked at Newcastle and went, they know they're in for the fight today. Everything I said with Steve yesterday on the stream, physicality in midfield, Tonali, Joelinton, Guimaraes, physical presences, and Spurs just had no control on that midfield. People will say the second half. I'll delve into that. Newcastle went, do you know what? We sit tight here. Everything Spurs should have done against Wolves, they did against us. Went, sit back here. Let them work for it. Make Spurs have to find a way to get past us. Because they just went, we'll sit back here. We don't mind. We'll happily sit back and play this game with you lot. And Spurs had no answer. We didn't have an answer in that second half. I didn't think we had many kill chances. I mean, the only real killer chance in that was in the second half was Brennan Johnson. I can't remember if that was first or second half. I've completely forgotten. But Brennan Johnson hitting the post was a killer, real kill chance. Should have done a lot better. But look, talking about it all, I thought Brandon Austin in goal, credit to him. Thought he gave a good account of himself today. He didn't have loads and loads to do, but what he did well. Commanded his box a lot very good. It was a lot better than I expected. So credit where credit's due on that. The substitutions, by the way, I just didn't get it. I thought Lucas Bergvall had a good game today. I thought Bergvall had a good game, and he brings him off, which I thought I didn't really understand. I didn't really understand the point of bringing him off Bergvall. I thought we had a good game today. Thought he played well. He needed to bring Maddison on. The fact Maddison wasn't even starting for me was mental. Was absolutely mental that James Maddison wasn't starting this game. What's that about? That was balmy, in my opinion. Son he brought on. Son's done for me. Son is done at this. I don't know what Son offers anymore. What does he offer? Nothing, in my opinion. The other one that was the key sub was he brought off Dragoshin, the only centre back on the pitch. He came off, and then he put Sergio Reguilon on. By the way, I thought Reguilon had an all right game. I thought second half he made a good account of himself. Sergio Reguilon wasn't amazing, but he gave a good account of himself. But we had a back four that consisted of 3 fullbacks and a central midfielder. Let that sink in. And do you know what was even more insane? He had a centre-back on the bench. He had a centre-back on the bench in Alfie Dorrington. Now, what must that kid think? This is where I say about player management. We can talk about man management. We can talk about player management. Man management of the game is fucking useless. Our man management of the game is awful. Our game management is crap. But our player management is fucking disgraceful. For half time, if he wanted to bring Dragoshin off because he wasn't 100%, he wasn't well, why wouldn't you give an Alfie Dorrington half 45 minutes, half a game? Why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you sit there and go on, Alf? Radu's got to come off now because he's not 100%. He was throwing up yesterday. He weren't well. This is your half 45 minutes. Go and show me what you've got. Nope. Sergio, you're coming on. Spence is playing centre half. You're now playing left back. It was just shuffle the deck and go, you're playing there. Why wouldn't you bring on a youngster? I do this all the time. I have this discussion with everyone. Why do Man City put youngsters in at centre half? Why do Liverpool? Why do Arsenal? Why do Villa? Why do every other football club in the country, when they have an issue, injury issue, do they not bring on a youngster to go in if they have to? We had to. We had no other central defender. You bring on Alfie Dorrington. That's what you do. I hear by all these people that watch our academy. All the people who watch our academy. Dorrington's a top centre half. He'll be good. Needs game time though. I hear it all the time. Now, it goes on one or two ways. Either he's overrated, or the manager doesn't know how to handle young players. Because I get told it's a youth project. This is a project for the youth. Why doesn't Alfie Dorrington start games of football then? He's on the bench. I don't want to hear this nonsense. He's had an injury and all this stuff. If he's on the bench, he's good enough to play. What are we doing here? What is the point of Alfie Dorrington being on the bench? Someone tell me. Someone in the comments down below or in the chat in the Premier, tell me, what is the point of Alfie Dorrington being on the bench? He doesn't get on the pitch. We could have every single defensive player unavailable and he still wouldn't get a game. It is mental for me. And the thing is if he brings on Alfie Dorrington, it gives the manager a little bit of leeway because you go, do you know what? He's getting an opportunity. He hasn't played a lot of football. So he comes in, he's very raw. He might make a mistake. Fans aren't going to get on his back if this young man makes a mistake. They will if they see a more senior player because they're sitting there going, well, hang on a minute, you've been at this club. You're a senior professional. I just don't understand the logic at Tottenham. I don't get it. I don't think I ever will get it. But the fact of the matter is, no matter what happens, 1 win in 8 at home, for me, is unacceptable. Unacceptable. I'll have a look. When did we play Aston Villa? We played Aston Villa on the 3rd of November. The 3rd of November. And we have only won one game, and that was Man United, which we almost threw away, by the way. We almost threw that Man United game away. One win at home since the 3rd of November. That is plus a day, 2 months. We have won one game at home in 2 months. Sorry, I don't want to hear injuries. Injuries is part of it, but it's not the biggest. The tactics are disgraceful. They're awful. But I can't keep saying it. The manager keeps getting things wrong. The manager keeps getting things wrong, yet we just allow it. But look, I'm going to leave it at that because there's nothing more I can say, right? There is nothing more I can say. This manager keeps losing games of football, and we're allowed to accept it. Our next home game is Liverpool. Liverpool in the Cup is our next home game. Our then next home game, we then go on a 4-game away run. Tamworth, Arsenal, Everton and Hoffenheim. Then we play Leicester and Elfsborg. Then it's Brentford, Liverpool away, Man United at home, Ipswich away, Man City at home, Bournemouth, and that we're creeping into March. How many times does this manager have to lose at home now for us to go, do you know what? I can't have it at this guy. Look, it is what it is. Tottenham are objectively awful at the moment. With good players or not, by the way, when we've got injuries, it's not an excuse. Every team gets injuries. They don't have a downturn that's like this. This is now a black run ski run. This is like a black ski run falling off a cliff at the moment. But fans love it. Fans love this manager. It's not his fault. There'll be an excuse why we didn't win today because we didn't have Fraser Forster in goal. We didn't win because of we didn't have a centre-back playing in the second half. Everyone was saying Dragoshin was crap in the first half. Second half, he could have brought an Alfie Dorrington. He didn't. Look, it doesn't matter. I thought Basuma's second half was good. I thought Solanke was meh. He was all right. I mean, he took his goal well, but nothing inspires me at this football club. Nothing. We're about to go and sign a goalkeeper now. I'm going to do a video about that tomorrow. I'm going to do a little video on that goalkeeper tomorrow. I'm going to do a little bit of research and see if this guy's any good because I haven't heard of him. I'm going to go all Danny Rose and start researching this goalkeeper. Look, on that note, thanks. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Peace out. Take care. Much love. See you later.